Hey, it's CJ here. Welcome back into True Point of Creation. Now, today we're going to be creating some collage art. Now, this is for one of my quick collage art videos, and so we're going to go through and just chop it up. You're going to get to see behind the scenes of how I make one of these YouTube shorts that I make, or, I may post it on other platforms as well. But it's a short form video, and it's meant to be like a quick collage, transformation. So it's not meant to be super in depth. They're just meant to be fun and show how a quick collage takes place, real quick, satisfying video. So that's why I create them with some shorts. But this is a longer video, so you can see me actually chopping it up. I want to chop it up with you together. So this is still like a collage art video. It's meant to make the collage art shorts. I have a little playlist on the page. You can check those out. I'll add some music in the background and just do it that way. So, but with these ones, I can't add any music because I'd like to still be monetized in the future. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go through and cut these up piece by piece for our quick collage art video. So in this video, you kind of get behind the scenes and, there's no big reveal or anything. The big reveal is going watching the short after this is done, but you'll get to see what we cut up. So we're going to do this piece by piece. I'm just going to bring it into the scene and then I'll start cutting around it and it'll come together at the end. So let's get it started. All right, first we're going to start with this apple. This is the apple. It's an organic apple, and you can purchase it. It is USDA organic, so it's totally good for you. It's an apple. I'm going to bring it into the shot, and then I'm going to start cutting it with my little X-Acto knife. So I got to be ready. As soon as I bring it in, I got to be ready to start cutting. I think I'm going to get a plan here looking at it. I think I'll save the stem for last. I'll probably start right here around the apple and then scan around. Oh, so this was an article about organic versus non-organic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in right there at the top of the apple, and that's where I'll start cutting at, and then, go all the way around. I'm not going to leave the shadow. I'm going to cut away the shadow as well. So have a little game plan for my cutting here because that's how it's going to work for the other camera. Is the other camera recording? Yeah, it's recording. So we have two cameras going. One's for our time-lapse short video and the other one's just to record this transformation as we make it. So let's get started. Here we go. We're going to bring in the apple. Going to go boom, apple. Okay, so all this gets sped up a lot faster. I'm going to actually take my time because I know that I can speed this up real fast. And that's what it's meant to be, is a quick collage art video. But as I'm doing it, I'm actually going to take my time and not rush through this too fast because just because it's meant to be a quick collage art doesn't necessarily mean, I got stuck to the table, doesn't necessarily mean that I make it quick. I mean, I take the time to make sure the cuts are decent. This one, I'm going to actually cut in to it. So sometimes I'll do that on pictures. I'll cut into it instead of getting so close to the edge. Like this apple doesn't matter. It's not someone's facial features or it's not their fingers or something where you got to be pretty precise. Since it's like an apple and the edges don't matter that much, I'm going to go ahead and cut into it so some of the red is coming off with it. The reason being that I do that is that I don't want the white border. Some people like that. Some people want that border for their collage art style, and that's cool. And I do that sometimes. I did that on my Cyber Shopaholic video. Okay, so right here though, I'm going to get close to the top because it would look weird with the stem if I didn't do that. So the reason being now is that it has the extra, I'm not going to have the white border around it. So with the stem, you got to get a little more detailed because we don't have as much to work with as a big round apple. Go ahead and cut around this stem. I like to leave these now, do what makes you feel good. I'm just telling you what I like to do. It's kind of like investment. I'm not an investment. Talk to your investment professional. I'm not your art professional. I'm just telling you what does best for me. I try to leave this little skinny stuff for last because then you have a little bit more paper holding it back. It looks like we have a couple little spots here where I connected and didn't quite connect them, which is not good. There we go. Or did I change my cut right there? I don't want to rip it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that cut is a real cut. I don't know why it's not a great spot to have that happen at. This all cut out of the short video. There it goes. There it is. There's our organic apple. So looks pretty good. Looks good. We'll go ahead and, what was on the back of that? It's like a diamond or something there on the back. All right, so we have our apple, so that's cool. We'll go ahead and put the apple to the side. I don't even know. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to incorporate that apple. This one's really simple and easy because I'm just getting this set up together, so I didn't want to do something that's super elaborate or something that's super crazy. I wanted to do, well, it's crazy. You're going to see here in a second. But I didn't want to do something that took a whole lot of cutting because I don't want to miss that, in the footage. So this footage is recording for the other time lapse, and I can always make it come together somehow, some way. But with this type of video, I didn't want to do anything too crazy, except for the picture's crazy. You ready to see what this crazy picture's all about? It's all about this guy. He's the main piece. Check him out, check him out. Oh man. Yeah, it's T-Rex here. He's T-Rex, but he's like tie-dyed or something. So looks like I gotta watch out here in his arm, and then coming around there. All this, I'll just cut this out. I just need a game plan of how I'm gonna start with cutting him. And the text around here kind of bugs me, but I'm gonna keep his arm there because he's gonna like be popping out of something. You're gonna see here in a minute. So that might be actually covered, or that's, we'll see. We'll get this covered and get this out of the way. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut his body like that wasn't even there. So maybe that's where I start. I just start down here and then work my way all the way around him. Watch out for his little arm, it's kind of connected right there, so we got to watch out for that part. I'll probably just come around and then leave this whole area and then come back to that and get it at the end because it'll be easier to do that instead of trying to incorporate it in the whole cut. All right, so now since that's going to be that part, we're going to go ahead and bring him in and start cutting. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Here we go. There he is, T-Rex. I'm going to flip him to his side. I'm going to go ahead and start down here. Now, the question is should I still cut into him a little bit? I think I should. Right here, I'm not really worried about that part. Just because I don't want to have that, that weird looking outline. And that's the thing, it makes your cuts look pretty ugly. If, you have the outline some places, and then some places you don't have the outline, then it makes your cuts look really rough. So to make your cuts a little cleaner, I personally cut into the piece unless it needs to be real detailed, and then that's where you'll see I'll get a little more fussy cutting with it. But don't want to cut too much into them, especially around here. So now I need to get a little more detailed around his face because we don't have a lot of wiggle room around his jaw here, and we don't want to leave that gray in there. So now it's doing some detail cutting around. He's kind of goes in and out here on his awkward face. Looks like we got to do a little detail around his eye here, so we're going to watch out for that. And then I'm just going to do like a little round turn and then catch back up with it because, well, we tried to do that on the apple and I didn't actually catch it in the right spot. So, but that just helps me because it's going to go in a weird direction. And since I'm doing that with the T-Rex, I want to make sure it looks cool because he's kind of cool. Just trying to do different stuff, all the time. Always try to do something different and fun. And in these videos, I must admit that in these videos, the short ones, the quick collage art videos, I have not been too crazy. Okay, here's a weird cut right here. I didn't even notice that around his like cheekbone or something there where his mouth comes together. He's like an animatronic or something, so he's built a little weird. Alright, we got him there. But yeah, I haven't been like super crazy. I've been doing more like fashion-y ones and stuff just because that is easy for me to get them going like that. And I do like those. I really like the wedding one. I like that one where she's like in a wedding dress. I think it's really beautiful. I thought she was really beautiful, and I was like, well, I want to create her and make something cool. And I used the watch and then used the Chanel perfume bottle. If you haven't seen that one, go check out that short. That's probably my favorite. And that song's The Jam. Okay, so I don't want to cut in. I hate connecting like that. I'd like to just make it one continuous thing. But, it's kind of getting me there. And I'm actually going to come all the way down to the edge of his, down to the edge of his claw. And I'm not even going to cut into that yet. We'll just go into his arm and try to do that. But yeah, I really like that one where she has the wedding dress. And I found that out of the Bridal Guide magazine. And it was from one of my ASMR videos where I was cutting through making some ASMR stuff. And then I found all those brides in there. And it's a really cool magazine. And a lady actually gave me those for free. And of course, I've never owned a Bridal Guide magazine. So I didn't really know what to expect, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then as I started cutting through it, I found so much more cool stuff that I really was interested in making some collage art with. They had like these Game of Thrones type brides in there. Okay, I got to catch up on that part right there. Where was I, though? Somewhere around here. Oh, right here. Yeah, they had these like Game of Thrones brides in there, and so those are really interesting. I've done a few things with those, but I'd like to do more with them because they're just so interesting, and I'd like to make more interesting pieces with them. I just haven't had the time to really get into all this. I've been really busy with a lot of stuff and trying to get everything together. You know, even this new gear, was waiting on this new gear, so I was kind of like in a stalemate mode where I was like, should I keep recording with my old gear, or should I just wait for the new gear and then get to creating some of the things that I want? Because I didn't want to, you know, start recording stuff with the old stuff if I'm going to be making it better with the new stuff. But then what if this new gear doesn't work out correct? You know, so that's why I didn't actually take down my other camera, because it seems to be working out well on this setup, and we'll see. Here we're filming a video right now. We already did a few live streams, so it seemed to be working well. Still some, you know, kinks to figure out. It's always getting better. You know, you can't always be. It'll never be perfect. Just try to keep getting better at it. But that's why I was like kind of hesitant to create a lot of stuff. So for these quick collage art videos, I actually have, I don't know, over 10. I have over 10 ideas that I want to do. Some of them are more simple. They're meant to be simple. And a lot of the stuff on this channel is meant to be simple. We can go in depth. I could work on a piece of collage art for a month, but that's not helping anything, you know. I'm just trying to have fun, you know, and get better. And that's cool. Sometimes I may have a piece that I'll work more in depth on, which I do have one piece with triangle cuts that's fashion that I'm trying to actually make for my house. So I would want to put in a little more effort on that and give it a little more time into it. So there will be a few of those, but for the most part, I think the quick transformations are fun. I think people can enjoy them from watching them, but I enjoy making them. It's not stressful, and that's kind of the point. It's kind of the point that I want to put out there. If I had a message to give to everyone, would be like, making collage art is super fun and it can take the stress away, and it doesn't have to be super serious. We did get through this. I mean, obviously it's not serious. Look at this guy. He's not super serious. Okay, he's not going to come apart yet because he's connected right here. So we have his claw right here we got to watch out for. So let's do a little angle down. Kind of come in like that. I think we might need to just cut this triangle out on its own almost. I'm going to try to keep it together actually. Let's see, as long as I can sneak past that cut. Get down around his shoulder here. And get down to the V part here. Bring this down, and we may have to come in and do some cutting. So where we got this claw. Let's get in under his hand. And then this should bring us down to the point. I don't know if I caught up with these cuts as well, which we'll just have to see. Oh yeah, that one came out. Boom, boom. Okay, let's see if he'll come apart now. He's coming apart, except for under his armpit. Oh, on his end. Boom, there he is. Check him out. He's crazy looking. And nothing exciting on the back end of that. So yeah, he's crazy looking. So it's cool with his arm like this because he's going to pop out, and I'll show you here in a second. I want him to pop out of this piece. Oh, that's weird with his claw right there. Did I do that? I don't know. I guess I did. How did that happen? We'll just kind of clean it up here. Clean that little piece up. I don't know what happened there with his claw. But yeah, it looks nice. I like him. He's cool. We're going to put him together. This is not a superhero. So we had the Apple, right? And now we have an Apple iWatch. Now I'm not sure. I want him popping out of this. But I'm not sure here. We're going to think about this before we get too far into it. I like the glare, but I think we need to get rid of the glare because I'm going to change the background of the watch as well. So I want to keep this, the orange and everything, but I want to change the background. I like this little glare, but I think if I cut there, it would look awkward. Same with this glare up here. I think what I kind of need to do is just cut all the way around this, which kind of needs to be on point. I think it needs to be pretty precise because if not, it's going to look all weird, which, I'm not the most precise person. So we're going to have to go around. Where's the best place to start? I think probably somewhere at the bottom because it's probably where it's going to get covered up. If I start around here, I think his arm's going to pop out. So we can maybe start and go down this line and then work our way around. Really want to make it as clean as we can. So I'm going to take my time on this one, and I'll have to speed it up like 10 times speed on this one because, I'm going to need to go slow with this. So here we go. Got it in there. And then we're going to just go and start cutting around here. I'm going to start with the curve. And I'm just going to go nice and slow with this one. So the concept, I don't know what the concept is. I'll tell you the concept, I guess. It's like Apple. So he has an apple, but it's like a dinosaur. So are these phones not evolving? Are they like dinosaurs? And this is an Apple iWatch, or what do you call these? The Apple Watch. And is Apple turning into the dinosaur? Or, that's a question to answer. Now, I do have a new iPhone, and I have the Mac. Getting away from the mic here while I'm trying to cut over to that, but I'm trying to keep it precise. Now, I do have a MacBook, and I do have an iMac computer, so I am an Apple user, but I just think it's kind of funny. It's like, are they evolving, or are they... So I got the dinosaur, so you could take it that way. And then I have the organic apple, so you kind of get what I'm talking about. So it's just for fun, though. It was meant to be. I saw the picture, and I'll show you the other picture, too, here in a second, how it all comes together. But I just saw this watch, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. I mean, it's the full page. And having a full page of something like this is pretty awesome because you can then make something like this. It gives you a little bit more flexibility and having fun. Ooh, that cut went a little sideways. So we're going to try to catch back up with our black line. I mean, it's like tracing, but it's with the razor blade. So, never was the best in arts and crafts class, so probably not your best guide here. I'm going to get a little wobbly. But yeah, so I saw this picture, and I just wanted to make something fun with it. And I'm going to get a little further from the mic, so I'll speak up a little bit further because I got to follow this line. Follow this line with this turn. Oh, I got to stop right there. My arm's going to get twisted out. So we'll go ahead and catch back up here with this. And since I'm probably going to be speeding this up so fast, these little adjustments, you won't be able to see them so much. I mean, you'll see them, but if you've seen any of these shorts, I speed them way up because I'm trying to get it under a minute. And I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's definitely not under a minute. so we're definitely speeding them way up. But the idea is to give people that satisfying quick creation video. Now, I don't know where it ends. Somewhere around there. Let's not rip into that. Okay, boom. Look, it came apart. Now, we could probably use this for something else. It's not going to fit in this picture, but yeah, it looks really cool now. And we just have a little shred right there at the end where I kind of was double cutting it. You know, let's keep this clean. Let's keep this clean for future projects. If I don't use it, I know one of you guys will use it, so. I always say guys, and I think that everybody understands that that's for women too, but I do like to say guys and gals because I do like to say gals, but when I say you guys, I don't really just mean dudes. For you guys and gals, you ladies too, maybe one of y'all want to use this. I don't know. I may want to use it. It looks cool. It came out cool. It's big. So that's what makes it so awesome is that it's big and you can use it for something else. So, all right. I mean, we're done. We're almost done. So I was keeping it real simple for this one. Obviously, keeping it real simple. So we'll do that. Okay. So we have our apple. We have this. Let's pull this in first. So this is how they usually come together. I'll bring this in and then you'll show me kind of like putting it together and stuff like that. So how it's going to go is I'm going to grab this, the dinosaur, and maybe let's do it together first. So there's my background and it looks like I may need to trim that up. It looks like I do need to trim that off about into the green. Now, if you know what city that is, give it a thumbs up. Do you know what city that is? You should know. It's where I live. Well, I don't live in the city, but I live over here in the Pacific Northwest. Let's line this up and let's get it straight. I know it's not going to really matter for behind it because it has the border and it's pretty thick border, so we're not going to be worrying about getting too precise. But we don't want it poking out. So we'll just make sure it's kind of straight. It don't have to be perfect. None of this is ever perfect. We're cutting stuff with a razor from magazine clippings. So perfect, that's kind of a funny thing. And then what's not perfect too is my little plastic. Am I cutting into that? See, my little plastic ruler here. I'd be shredding it sometimes. I'd be shredding it, shredding off little shreds. It's not going to be even anymore because there's little cuts into it. Now, I actually thought that it was too tall. Now, this one I don't want to mess up here. So, okay. So, we got a little water. It'd be cool to see all of that because it's Portland. It's Portland. Did you not guess that? It's Portland. So, if I don't want to have not enough though. So let's see. Looks like the swan's head. And then I could go up and down. Where does it end at? It ends right there, right at the top of the building. So it's pretty close. So we're going to have to watch out for that. I think we have it at the swans. Oh, probably the bottom of that swan. But because then that would give me a little play. Trying to figure out, make sure that I don't mess it up, where if I need to go up and down, I can. So I think if we cut off at the bottom of this swan here. Is Portland like the ugly swan? I just don't know what this is all about, but it was from the Green City. They were talking about the Green City and stuff like that, and about how green is your city and how green is our city. And it's like, well, you know, there's things that are green and there's things that are brown. You don't know. You got to be here to know. But it's not that bad of a place. People make it like it's a bad place. It's not. Is it the dinosaur city? It was one of the fastest growing cities in the country there for a bit. And then, you know, all that stuff happened. So here we're going to put this there and let's hope for the best. Looks good. Looks great. It's supposed to be in the background there. That's the background. It's looking cool. I like it. I like it. So, before we do this, okay, we have that piece. And now, let's bring it together with our T-Rex. So this is what he's supposed to be popping out of this. Cool. I kind of want him to see that it's Portland. I'd like his arm to be poking out. And his head. And then that's... like now you can see that he's like coming out, and then to cover that text, See, there's text down there too. To cover that text is like an apple. Did it work? Oh, not really. We could shove him in there a little more. And then I guess we're not getting covering the text fully, but does it really matter? Can we just give this just a light bending? Try to get it to fold the other way. Let's see if it will stop bending upwards. Yeah, boom. Does that look cool? I mean, it's not perfect here. I'm gonna line it up and put it on, but that's different. It's just funny. I just like it. So is the apple a dinosaur? I don't know. That's the concept. But with those quick collage art videos, I like to let other people think of what it means. You know, I may have a little meaning in my head, and it may seem like, oh, there's no meaning to this. It's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. But actually, I had a meaning behind it. I just want other people to come up with their own meanings, and that's what I hope in the future is when I make these quick collage art videos. What would be your interpretation of this piece of art? You know what I'm saying? Piece of art, collage, this piece of magazine clippings that are thrown together. But what would someone's interpretation be of it? And that's what makes it fun as well, because in my mind I was thinking, like, is Apple like a dinosaur now? Are they, you know, they're not evolving type of thing? I don't really know, but other people could have their own interpretation. So let's take it out and then throw it together real quick for this other video before that camera overheats, because that's what it likes to do. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go 1. This will all be sped up, so I need to probably be smoother with my motions. Get that up there. Bring him in here. We had him there. We want to make sure his arm's up. And then he goes down. Oh, it's all messed up now. Down behind there. He's kind of poking his head out. We see the city. Gonna need to really speed this up so don't look all goofy like this. Straighten that up. Looks about right. And then we drop the apple right there to be like boom. And then the apple, maybe give it a little angle just to give it a little dimension. Okay, 1 second. I gotta go grab one of my phones. Okay, we have multiple iPhones here. Like I'm saying, I'm not the hater here. I have this one. This is a 16 Pro. I have this 14 Pro, and then I have an 11 Pro. Ooh, that one's a little dirty. Need to wipe off the smudges on that one. Yeah, so we have 3 iPhones sitting right here. I would turn this on because it has a better camera, but I have it turned off right now. So I'll just use my 14 Pro. Okay, I'm going to stop talking because what I'm going to do, well, I'll talk and do it. What I'm going to do is turn off the focus here. Let's maybe try to make a quick video of him so I can add it to the end of the collage video. So it's going to be like, boom. What? Look at this crazy dude and his apple. Oh, I think I just took a picture. Actually, I was just taking a picture. I'm not super focused right now. Let's see. Let's get it out of focus. I'm going to try not to hit the microphone this time. Whoa. Yep, I'm hitting the microphone. I got to move the mic. All right, I'll bring the mic back over and now we can hear it. And now, from this, you should be able to see it. So there's that little blur. Hold on. Let me wipe it off for you. Oh, and I hit the microphone. Okay, we have the microphone back where you should be able to hear me. And now we're just going to kind of look at what happened. So just kind of did it with an angle. I like the angle, and I think you can see what it came out like. Let me look a little closer. Make sure people get a vibe for what it looks like. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool. So that's our quick piece of collage art. This is for a quick collage art video. Just a quick art transformation, you know what I'm saying? We took some magazine clippings and we just brought it all together. I love our little T-Rex. He's cool. And the thing about these is I'm not gluing them down. So I'm not gluing any of this down. So I have all of the clippings from all of these quick collage art videos. I don't glue them down. And that means that we can use them in the future, or I can pass them along to someone else and then see what they create with some of the same clippings that I made. And maybe they can mix and match them. Maybe one day too, I put out a bigger piece of paper and we try to make a big collage out of all these pieces that I've used in all my other quick collage videos. I don't know, just fun stuff that I plan on doing here in the future, just for fun. It's all fun, but this guy's cool. I like him. It's super fun. Really like how this guy turned out. I just like the look of him, and I love how it's Portland in the background with all the green in there, and then we got the apple and then the iWatch. It's just a fun little quick collage, and I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed having y'all with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciated it. It lets YouTube know that you liked it, so that's cool. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.